Okay, now that we have gotten our fabric for the size that we need, we are going to open up our pattern and look at the instructions. There's 2 pages of instructions here. You're going to open them all up. The first page is the main page. This has all the different views of the type of garments, fronts and backs, and it has all the different pattern pieces that you are going to need. Okay, it shows 1 and 2 are the yoke front and back for the shirt. We don't need to worry about that. 3 and 4 are the front and back of the shirt. We don't need to worry about that. 5 is the sleeve of the shirt. Don't need to worry about that. What we need is 6, 7, and 8. 6 is the pants front, and 7 is the pants back. Okay, and number 8 is the pocket. Okay, it's got a little pocket there. So the only pieces we need to worry about right now are 6, 7, and 8. The other things that are on this are general directions. So it shows you the different symbols that are going to be on your pattern pieces and what they mean. A line with 2 arrows at the end is grain line. You want to place the straight grain of your fabric along this parallel to the selvage. You guys know what the selvage is. It is the finished edge. Here's my fabric. The finished edge of your fabric. It usually is marked white with whatever Joann's logo or whatever designer made it. Okay, that's your selvage. Okay, if it has 2 arrows and a line that goes toward the side, this is you're going to place on the fold of the fabric. Those are probably only going to be on the shirt pieces. We're probably not going to have to worry about that. Okay, this dash dot line is the center back or front of the garment. Okay, don't need to worry about that unless it tells us to do something with that. Okay, notches. Triangles are notches. When you put a pattern together, you're going to match notches up on different pieces so that they line up correctly. I will show you how to cut the notches out correctly. And then there's dots. Those are usually marking dots of different things you're going to line up. Cutting line is the fat line, the thick line. And then if you have 2 little lines, that's where you shorten and lengthen. So if we are going to look at our pattern line and you need to add length, we will look at that line. Okay, it tells you the seam allowance. Seam allowance is how far in you're going to sew from the edge. Almost all patterns have a 5/8 seam allowance unless otherwise stated in a specific part. Okay, there are some times when it will say you just want a 1/2 inch seam allowance or 1/2 inch baste and different things like that, but it's almost always 5/8 of an inch. Okay, this is telling you how to lengthen and shorten, but I will show you how to do that as well. Okay, before cutting, it says to press pattern pieces with a warm iron. I never do that. You're welcome to do that if you want. I've never done that. Pre-shrinking fabric by pre-washing it. That is a must. Okay. Flannel is cotton and it's always going to shrink. So you always want to wash your piece of fabric and dry it on high heat before so that it is pre-shrunk. Okay. After cutting, it says to transfer the markings. We're going to do that. Special cutting notes. You know, we're not actually going to worry about that unless we need to get to that. And then it says for sewing, sew it according to directions, pin and machine baste at double notches. Stitch is always 5/8 of a seam allowance unless otherwise stated. You're going to press seams open. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to show you how to finish your seam so it doesn't keep fraying. Okay, those are your general instructions for this pattern. Next are the cutting layouts. So if you're going to look at the adult pants or whatever right here, okay, it tells you how to lay the different pieces so that you can cut them correctly. We will get to that after we cut out our pattern pieces. Okay, everything else on the back side, it starts with the sewing shirt. We don't need to know that because we're not making a shirt, so you can ignore the back side. The second piece of instructions continues the shirt. Okay, here's the shirt continued, continue as followed. Don't need to worry about that. And then we finally get to the pants. This is the section that you are going to start when you do your instructions. Okay, the pants are here and the pants are on the back. Okay, and then it does instructions in a different language. These are the only pieces that we're going to use right now for our instructions. Okay, so we will set those aside and I will show you the pattern pieces. Pattern pieces come in really thin paper. You need to be careful not to rip the paper because it is thin. Now we're going to look and find pieces number 6 and 7 and 8. So you're going to open it up. Oh, looks like 6 is on this one. Good, this is the one that we need. One of them that we need. Okay, we've got pattern piece 1, 2, 4. Don't need those. Pattern piece 7. Oh, we have 7 and 6 all here in one spot. Okay, and these are sizes large to extra small. Okay, these looks like these are the adult sizes because the kid sizes have size numbers with them. So these are adult size pants, and you can see here's the markings. Here's large, medium, small, extra small. Okay, now if I wanted to make an extra large, it's not on this pattern piece. So where would I go to find that? We would look at our other one. I'm guessing that extra large is on this one and that the children's ones are inside of it. Let's see what we got here. Well, here's our pocket line. Oh, here's the pocket for teen and adult, all sizes. We need that. That's number 8. There will be another different pocket for kids. All right, here is this. Oh, here is our pants pieces. I'm gonna walk around my table. You need a big space to do this. Sometimes I do it on the floor. Sometimes I do it on the table. Okay, here is number 6. Okay, this is for teen and adult. Okay, so this last one was children's. Oh, there it says children's and teens. So children's is on the smaller one. Teens and adults are on this bigger one. And there's the extra large. So here are our pictures. Extra large, large, medium, small, extra small. Okay, teens and adults are on this piece. Children's is on that piece. So according to whatever your hip size is, you decide which one you're going to use. Okay, so I like my pajama pants to be baggy, and I think for my hip size, let's see, I'm just going to do an extra large just because I like them baggy, and then I have the biggest pattern piece for anybody else that I want to make pajama pants for. Okay, so I am going to separate this from the adult shirt one, which I do not need because we are not making that. I will just fold this back up like a puzzle. It's like trying to fold a newspaper. That goes there. That goes there. Okay, these are the pieces that I do not need. So I am going to just put these back because I don't need them. Okay, I know that I do not need this. I will stick it back inside here. Okay, this one I'm going to put away because it's the children's and teen size, and that is not me. But that will be the piece that Evan will be using. So figure out how this was folded. There we go. It's okay if you don't get your folds exact. You can just make sure it gets back to a sort of shape that looks like it's gonna go in. Okay, these are not mine. Pull that back up, that back up. Okay, I do not need this. I am going to put this in here. Okay, put these to the side. Now we have our pattern pieces, okay? We have 6, 7, and 8, and we have a number 2 up there that we're not going to use, so we're just going to ignore that. I'm going to take my scissors, not your fabric scissors, okay? You are going to take just regular cutting scissors, okay? Paper scissors. And you are going to cut out on that line. Let's see, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do this size or not. Yeah, I'm going to do large. Okay. You are going to cut right on the cutting line of whatever pattern size that you are going to do, and you are going to follow that all the way down. Okay, this is why you need a large space for this. Oh, look, there's one of my notches. I don't do anything with the notches when I'm cutting the pattern out. The notches I only care about when I'm cutting the fabric out. You see these little triangles here? When I cut the fabric out, I'm going to do notches there, and I will show you exactly how we're going to do that later when we do the fabric. Okay, this is going to get awfully boring, so I'm just going to stop my video here, and I'm going to finish cutting out all of my pattern pieces and in the size that I want. So everything is going to be a large. The one thing I do want to show you is right here. Here is the crotch area of the pants. It says crotch line right here. It tells you exactly where the crotch line is. You're going to cut along this line, and then you're going to follow whatever curve yours is. So extra large is here, large, medium, small, extra small. You're going to follow that curve to whichever one, and then you're going to follow the straight line of whatever one size you are along here. Okay, that's the only hard part, is just making sure that it has that. The other side of the pants also has that crotch line. So again, you're going to start here where they're all together, and then you're going to follow whatever size that you're doing. Sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's in the outside. And then you're going to follow this straight line all the way down and finish cutting out that pattern piece. Okay? All right, get your patterns out and start cutting.